You are watching a special presentation from Tinkle Group Gaming. Hello guys and welcome here to the Jello Cup Series race number 22 here today from the Pocono Raceway. Today we present to you the Pocono 350. I'm Brian here in the booth. Starting from the pole will be the number 2 of Dylan Young, and 2 is outside will be the number 6 of Keith Stevens. Of course, they were the 20th and the 19th place finishers yesterday, so that is why they get those spots starting today. The same 40 cars from yesterday will be in the field for this race. And of course, again, the top 20, they inverted. Again, that's why Dylan Young is on the pole and Keith Stevens is second. And then, of course, positions 21 through 40, they have inverted they have remained the same. They remain the same for this race. So, will these guys that finished at the back yesterday, can they get their work cut out for them? Will we see some pit strategy play factor here in the second leg of our doubleheader? We'll find out in just a moment when we go green here at Pocono. But before we do that, let's roll the intro and we'll be right back in just a moment.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Here we go, getting ready to go racing here on day 2 at Pocono. Dylan Young, Keith Stevens going through 3 right now as we get ready to get the second race underway. Of course, this race 2 laps longer than yesterday's. Will that change some pit strategies as well? As the pace car peels off, it'll be Dylan Young, Keith Stevens. Green flag waves. We're underway at Pocono. How's about Nate Rattray here in the opening laps? He is going to take the race lead away. And Keith Stevens helps him out as he'll get second on the opening lap of the race. Nate Rattray, though. Oh, the caution is out. The 20, Noah Sewell, more issues for him. Not the way he wanted to start the second leg of this doubleheader. Oh, we got a battle for second. And it's a slide job for the second position. Dylan Young. Here we go. Nate Rattray leads us back. Let's go see what happened to the 20 to bring out the first caution here at Pocono. 4 wide leads to this wreck. No, the teammates get together along with the 77 Kyler Anderson. You see Noah Swell hard into that outside wall. Tough break for him on the opening, or in the opening few laps here. Let's take you back to the green in just a moment. Here we go. Getting ready to go back racing. We did miss some pit stops, unfortunately. It will be the 10 of Nate Rattray leading us back to the green. Dylan Ibrahimian in second. Keith Stevens third. Reggie Fogelman in fourth. Joey Trickle rounds out your top 5 as we're back underway. Here we go, back underway here at Pocono. Of course, these guys trying to end the Pocono doubleheader on a good note, because after this, we're off to Australia. We're going to be racing at Surfers Paradise next race. Of course, that'll be likely on Wednesday, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. First time ever overseas for the Jello Cup Series. That'll be a fun race, without question. See them battling for second. Keith Stevens is going to get it. And the 500 winner now setting his sights on the lead. Oh, 14, Reggie Fogelman back there battling aggressively with Dylan Ibrahimian. See Dylan Young trying to make up some positions now as well. But he's got Parker Newhouse to his inside. They are door to door as we come out of 3. Again, all eyes up front right now. That's the battle for the lead. And for Nate Rattray, he's going to want to go home to Australia on a high note. Of course, him and Zach Fitzwater in the number 4. That is a hometown race for them. But again, they're both going to want to go there on a high note. Nate Rattray has not won yet this year, so you know that's weighing on him. He wants to get to victory lane. His 2 teammates have had success there this season. Reggie Fogelman, of course, a 3-time winner. Zach Fitzwater, the Daytona, the Coke Zero 400 winner. And you see his teammate gonna likely take second there. That's Reggie Fogelman. See the field getting a little bit more spread out. Again, we go to Surfers Paradise after this. We then go to Twin Ring Motegi for the second leg of the doubleheader. For the third and final leg of it, we will be in Canada for the Delaware short track there. And then, of course, we will wrap up this regular season at Indianapolis. Hard to believe. We've only got 4 races in the regular season to go to determine who will make the playoffs. And, you know, of course, many trying to add their names in. We saw we have multiple different winners. There's easily now, you know, well over 16 different winners. Of course, we know Aubrey Scott was the winner yesterday. He's still got a lot of work to do. He's going to need a lot of help to get into the playoffs. These two, though, don't need a whole lot of help. Dylan Young is tied for 30th, though, in the point standings. And he's only got 5 playoff points, if I'm not mistaken. So Dylan Young trying to put the pressure on Nate Rattray for the race lead. Look at it, it's about a 5-car breakaway right now. Dylan Young looking for any advantage he can get on that 10. Here we go, he's going to battle for the lead. Dylan Young to the race lead here at Pocono as we enter turn number 3. Man, he's got a whole mess of Fords hanging out behind him. Of course, the top 4, all Fords. Then you got the first Chevy in Parker Newhouse, the first Toyota in 6th. Dylan Ibrahimian, you got the first Subaru in 7th. And then, of course, you got 3 more Fords back there. Again, we know 7 of the top 10 are Fords, so we know one thing, they are strong here. And Dylan Young is holding up pretty strongly himself. Dead ahead, though, is the number 20 of Noah Sewell. Keep in mind, it is not Daytona and Talladega, so he cannot be called. As Dylan Young will lead a group onto the pit lane. We'll see who stays out. And in fact, it will be the 19, Mohammed Zain Abdullah, that stays out. Or did he pit the lap before? I believe he did. So Dylan Young leads all the lead lap cars onto the pit lane. Here's a whole mess of cars that pitted a lap sooner. Oh, the 41. Once again, an issue for Jessica Strauss. See, can she get down to the access road, or will we get a caution that hangs out all these leaders? We're still green. Oh boy, I just don't think Jessica Strauss is going to make it back around. Of course, we saw this yesterday in the race as well. It wasn't Jessica Strauss that had that issue. But, oh man, she's not going to make it. That's going to bring out our second caution of the day. I believe Dylan Young will cycle out with the race lead. Of course, we'll have one more stop to go. There you see the 41 at the entrance of the pit lane. She's trying. She's desperately trying. She is on the pit lane. Which makes me wonder, will they call for a caution? We're still green. But you see, Jessica Strauss has basically come to a stop. Like I said, what could change that is that Jessica Strauss, again, is on the pit lane. She's technically not in the racing groove. And you see there, they're going to tow her, no caution. But the damage, because the caution didn't come out, Jessica Strauss is going to be multiple laps down and pretty much, I mean, if she wasn't out of this race before, she is now. See there, they're servicing the 41 left side tires. I believe they might have ran out of fuel. So that very well could have brought out, or caused the issue for the 41 rather. See, she's going to merge back on here into one. Oh, two wide back there. She's going to kind of hold up the leaders. That's the battle for 9th. And the battle for 11th. Scott Upton, his day's over. An issue for the 5. And the 17 as well. So it appears Allie Rain and Scott Upton both have blown engines. Their days are done here at Pocono. And that's unfortunate. The bad weekend for Scott Upton just continues to get worse. Again, he had an 80-point advantage for that 15th seed in the playoffs. That is pretty much going to get erased after today. Battle for the lead. Nate Rattray wants it. He's going to take it away. Coming out of 4. Or coming out of 3. We come to 9 to go this time. And again, for Nate Rattray, a win going back to his home country for the next Jello Cup Series race. That would be huge for him in his confidence. Of course, for him and Fitzwater, this has got to be, you know, this next race is definitely going to be feeling, I would believe, like a Daytona 500 to them. Oh, the slide job for second. Keith Stevens takes the position away. Parker Newhouse trying to follow. This is a really solid run for Parker Newhouse today in that number 42. We have not talked much about him this season. And today he's putting up quite a solid performance in that number 42. But again, for Nate Rattray, of course, and Zach Fitzwater, both of them, this race for sure. Oh, hold up. We got a tight battle for second. They're just about wrecking Dylan Young looked low. Keith Stevens wouldn't give the lane. And Dylan Young pressed right on the back bumper, trying to move the 6. We'll see if he gets him here in turn 2. Dylan Young is not playing around. At the same time, he's got to be smart there. It's, you know, we're on lap 21 here. We're coming to 7 to go this time. And for Dylan Young to be making moves like that, especially being tied for 30th in the standings, if he got tied up in that wreck, if he spun out because of that, it would have really dragged him down. And probably outside of the top 30, so that's something he needed to consider there. And every time we talk about Nate Rattray, something happens, and here we go. The battle for the lead is going to happen now. These two have been battling and fighting most of the race, and Dylan Young is going to take it back. Dylan Young is no stranger to winning on these types of tracks, you know, these 2 mile or larger, I should say left turn only tracks, because it's not an oval, it's a triangle. Of course, Dylan Young has won at Auto Club before, but this is a new type of track, a triangle for him. It's not over yet. What's going to change things, of course, there's going to be pit stops in the future. And we saw Dylan Young lost a handful of positions on the pit cycle. At least that was the last time around. Will he avoid it this time around? We come to 5 to go. That Jessica Strauss has raced all the way ahead of these leaders, and they might have actually pitted, if I'm not mistaken. And here we go. We got our first to make stops here for the final time tonight, or today, rather. I'm recording at night. That's why I said night. Four and a half to go, of course. Dylan Young, the leader. But again, his pit stop earlier was not spectacular. Can he overcome it this time? Will anyone stay out? You see the 6 gives up second there to Nate Rattray. There's the 41. See, those are the cars that lost a lap there. Where's the 2? Of course, what does he do? It's right sides on right now. Will that be all? Right sides only for Dylan Young. There's the 78 of Ryan Kinghart, and he's gonna beat him. Dylan Young gonna retain the race lead for now, but don't count out Nate Rattray just yet. For Ryan Durrani, he's going to climb into the top 10 now. This is going to be a really good points day for that 47. And one that they need, of course, keep in mind. For the 47, they're battling for the regular season title. A win, obviously, would be much needed and appreciated for the 47 team. But of course, if they do get the regular season title, that is 15 playoff points that they can earn. And with Scott Upton out of this race, and of course he's ahead of Reggie Fogelman by a position right now. Those are his two closest competitors. It's looking pretty good for him, as Dylan Young holds about a second race lead. With 3 to go now, 2.5 to go. Nate Rattray still got time. So we come to 2 laps of racing to go here from Pocono. The lead's up to 1.4. And Nate Rattray's got to be sitting there thinking, please, let something stupid happen at the back of this pack. See the 41 pitting, of course, off sequence from the rest of the leaders. The 21 with an issue of Tim Randolph. And you see everybody's racing clean around the track. Dylan Young, he's got to be pushing hard right now. He just wants to run a very quick lap and get back to the white before these guys can make something happen. Because again, if he takes the white flag, no matter what happens, the race is over. 1 lap of racing to go, this time presented by Mitchell's Memes. Dylan Young holds a 1.6 second advantage, and you see they've really spread out this time around. Dylan Young entered the Pocono doubleheader. He was tied for 30th in the standings. Left yesterday's race, tied again, but with a different driver. Also came in sort of toward the back in terms of playoff points. Again, we've mentioned so many times, 5 or 6 playoff points might not be enough to get you in. But how's about 10 or more for Dylan Young? He's going to come to the line. He's going to get his second win of the season here today at Pocono. Congratulations to Dylan Young. He gets the win here today. And I believe that's a career best. 2 wins in a season for the number 2. Of course, Dylan Young has spent his entire almost 8 season career in that number 2. Gets his second win of the year. It's looking good in terms of his playoff hopes. Congratulations to him, of course. We want to thank you for watching. We want to show your results in your standings. And guess what? We'll be back very soon with the beginning of our international tour when we take on Surfer's Paradise. Until then, goodbye, everyone.